Hi everybody, it's Alan here from Reilly Real Estate with Reilly's Real Talk for this Friday, the 4th of November. Can you believe it's November already? And certainly the week's gone quick, the year's going even quicker. I think I say that every week. But it definitely is moving along. And I think the shops are starting to put out their Christmas stuff already, which is always scary. But today we'll bring a quick update on what's been happening in our local market across Toowoomba. And also wanted to talk to you. I've heard a few tips and things we've been talking to you about for sellers lately. Wanted to focus on the buyers today and why now is still a good time to buy despite interest rates going up, despite what you're hearing in the news, which is obviously capital city centric of prices coming back. We have had a few comments from a couple of people as, we'll wait because things will come away. And I wanted to talk to you about why now is actually a good time to be in the market to look to buy. So we'll have a quick chat about that in a moment as well. So over to the market though, our local marketplace still, I feel undersupplied for good quality stock at the moment. We're seeing properties moving quickly, really good demand from a wide range of buyers, be that people looking to move to the area, investors looking to buy in the area, or locals either moving out of a rental property, so first home buyers getting into the market, which is obviously great to see, or people upsizing or downsizing. Right now, across Toowoomba, we've got 783 properties that are advertised on realestate.com.au. Of those 783, only 456 are marked as still available for sale, which is actually down from last week, despite the fact that another 63 properties came on the market this week. So that does show that the number of properties selling is still quicker than the number of properties coming on the market, which is going to keep supply tight in the short term at least. This weekend, or at least tomorrow, 130 properties open for inspection. So a good number of properties. Again, that is down from last week. We're over 140 last week. So still a tight marketplace, as I said, at the moment. But for buyers that are looking, the growth in the market is not what it was at the beginning of the year. So, we're still seeing really strong demand, but it's not to that, in some cases, what was a manic level right at the beginning of this year. So this weekend, one of the properties that we've got open for inspection is a property in Harristown that's just come on the market. Really lovely home at 8 Spencer Street in Harristown. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home set on 665 square metres with a lockable double carport at the front that then you can drive through. There's actually room for 3 vehicles there. There's room to drive down the side to the backyard as well, so really good car accommodation there. The home itself, as I said, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You've got lovely lounge at the front as you go in and a nice big open plan family and meals area, all of that with timber look, vinyl plank flooring, an updated kitchen that leads then around to what would have originally been the single garage. It's been converted into an office or rumpus room space, so if you're looking for somewhere with a home office or an extra kids room, that's an ideal space for that as well. And a lovely backyard out the back of this property with a nice northeast facing patio, a lovely place for those summer barbecues. So that's 8 Spencer Street in Harristown. Fantastic location just around the corner from Concordia, Harristown High Schools and primary schools. So lots of schools close by. You've got Harristown Park around the corner as well, and Bunnings there at Anzac Avenue and Clifford Gardens, all within easy reach. So a really good location as well there in Spencer Street. So we'll have that one open for inspection at 11:30 tomorrow, Saturday the 5th of November. Whether you're looking for a family home or an investment, there are excellent tenants in this property at the moment. If you're looking for an investment, this one would be one to check out. So now that let's talk about for people buying at the moment, or people who are thinking about buying. I know from the conversations that we're having, there is some people that have missed out on a few places and they're starting to question, should we be buying now? Should we be waiting? I do feel that now is a good time for you to be in the market and to be looking to buy, and there's a few reasons for that. One, as I mentioned, the price growth across Toowoomba seems to have evened out. So prices aren't going down, don't get me wrong, but we're not seeing that exponential growth that we did see at the beginning of the year. So there's still some really good prices happening from a seller's point of view, but for buyers, I think what you can find in a lot of cases is that if a price is on the market, if the property is on the market at a price, whether that's offers over or it's a set price, you should find that you can purchase that property closer to that price than what you could potentially earlier in the year, where we saw properties selling for well above the asking price. And while supply is still tight, there are a good number of properties available for sale. As we said, 63 properties came to the market this week, just for Toowoomba, and there are 130 properties open for inspection this weekend. So while things are moving quickly, as we mentioned before, there are always new properties coming up. So you should each week have a good number of properties to go and have a look at. Now, the other reason, this is probably the main reason that I think people should really consider if you're in the market looking now, why it is a good time and why you should persevere with it, is with the interest rate rises, that means that for a lot of people that your borrowing capacity will have come back. In fact, just had a quick look at a report from ratecity.com.au that showed that the average borrowing capacity for people has actually come back by about 20% since May this year, which is when rates obviously started to go up. So that's a significant change, obviously, for a lot of people, and making that, I guess, purchasing harder, or as we go forward, the predictions are that interest rates will continue to go up, at least for the short term. So expect that borrowing capacity will be reduced, which means the longer you wait to find your property, potentially, the less you're going to be able to spend on that property. And right now, what we're not seeing on the other side of that, we're not seeing in our local marketplace prices come back. So that gap between, for that home that you really want, the gap between what that home's worth and what you can afford potentially gets bigger the longer you wait to buy. So right now, if you're in the market and you can afford that home that you're looking at, the one that you really want, I would be advising you to make that decision to buy, because if you don't, you may find that the gap between the price of the home that you want and what you can afford is just too big, and you'll have to compromise on what you want and settle for something that isn't the ideal property that you're really looking for. So if you want to give yourself the opportunity to get that ideal property, I'm sure that there's good opportunities in the market now. In fact, I'm seeing them come up every day. So definitely I would encourage you to grab it if you see the right property. And as always, this is just a guide, so go and speak to your broker about your bank manager about your individual situation, so that you know that you're doing the best thing for your situation. But certainly I think there's some great opportunities in our market right now, and ones that you should be taking advantage of. Not to mention that if you're able to buy in the next few weeks, you could potentially be in that home before Christmas, or at the very least early January, which means come 2023, you've ticked one big goal and you can move on with the next one. So I hope that's been of some benefit for you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and whether you're watching this on Friday or later on, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you again next week.